Good morning, Fit Pros. We are live here at Fit Pros Connect. I had to make sure because the other day I went live for the Fit Pros show and oh my gosh, I was live on my personal feed for like 5 minutes and I had three guests. I had everybody introduce themselves and we did like 5 minutes and then it turned out I was on the wrong channel. So we are definitely at Fit Pros Connect this morning. You guys, I'm doing a live bonus training. Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on today. So if you are just joining me and you have not been part of the Go Virtual Challenge, let me tell you, this week I led a group of super motivated, amazing people, fitness instructors and trainers through the Go Virtual Challenge. And it was on fire, y'all. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Everybody either taught their first session online or took money for the first time. Everybody did the work and made it happen. And it was so incredible. So I wanted to celebrate this group by kind of going live with everybody and talking about pricing, which is something that a lot of people are struggling with. A lot of instructors or trainers who are leading sessions online are struggling with pricing. And so I want to talk about pricing today. But first, I want you guys to just check in with me. So please throw up a comment and also throw me some hearts and fires and likes. It really helps Facebook to show these lives to more people if you guys give me some engagement in the beginning. So throw me a bunch of fires. You know how you scroll to the bottom and you get those little emoticons? Throw me a bunch of fires up. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And it makes me smile. It makes me so happy, you guys. I have done a ton of research for you guys, and I have some super cool information for you, whether you are catching this live or you're going to watch it later, because I have just realized that we are in Memorial Day weekend. So a lot of people are out and about, but this training is going to stay in the feed. I'm going to keep it at the top of the feed. I'm going to put it in the Go Virtual Challenge as well, because I've got some really valuable information for you guys. All right, so stick with me all the way through. I'm going to try to get through this in about, thank you for the hearts and fires, you guys. It means so much to me and it really helps. All right, so stay with me all the way to the end because I have really valuable information for you all the way through, and I've got some exclusive information at the end that you need. So keep giving me those fires and hearts. You guys send up your questions as you've got them. I'm watching the feed. Put them in the comments and I will be able to answer them as they come through. Oh, thank you. You guys are so awesome. Woo. You know how much I love you. We have had so much fun this week. All right. So let's talk about pricing. Why is it so hard? The first thing I want to talk about is the biggest mistakes we make when we start to think about pricing our offer. And I'm putting my glasses on because I've got some notes over here I'm looking at, but I'll take them off when I start talking to you. Three biggest mistakes. Number one, assuming that the decision will be made by your potential client based solely on price. We all do this. Like, we start thinking about what we're going to offer, and then we start thinking about what it would cost to do it at the gym, and then we want to like cut it in half for some reason because it's online, or we want to reduce it, and we feel like we'll make it up with the volume of people that are coming in. I want you to really consider the fact that you're thinking about just the price. And I want you to think about the way that the buyers look at it and whether or not they're really just considering price when they consider this purchasing decision. Because ding, 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 they're not. But let's move on. That's not mistake number one, right? Mistake number one, assuming the decision will be made solely on price. Number two, not understanding why someone would come to you online versus doing a workout with Beachbody On Demand or doing Les Mills On Demand, which I know we've talked about a ton. You guys, there is value in what you do, even and especially online. There are things that you can do for your clients online that you cannot do when you're in an in-person setting. And we talked about a lot of that this week in the Go Virtual Challenge, what those assets are of being an online trainer or instructor and what the difference is between online and in person. So not understanding your value versus one of the big box online offerings is a huge reason why we get all tripped up about price and why we can't price our offering in a way that's actually going to make us some money. Is there a money emoticon you guys could throw up? Is there a little money money symbol? Is there a little guy with money over his eyes? That would be amazing. I'd like to see some of those. Okay, number 3 is not understanding your overhead. So you guys, when you start to offer sessions online, yes, money, thank you, Elizabeth. All right, so when you start your online, we all started our online offering because of COVID, or 90% of us started our online offering because of COVID. And so we just started teaching online using, we got the money guy, starting, back broadcasting from the phone, started maybe using the onboard components from the computer. Whatever we had is what we used. And that's kind of a necessity right now because it's hard to get equipment. And the equipment is kind of surge priced, so we won't even go into that. But as you are leading your sessions online and growing your offering, you're going to want to invest in higher level equipment. You have got costs, you've got insurance, you have got, why am I drawing a blank? Internet. You've got internet. You've got to think about your settings. So at some point you're going to want to enhance the setting that you're using to shoot your videos. Catherine, thank you for saying my hair looks nice. That's very sweet. And there, you have to quantify your prices. And I know that in a previous session, we really went through like, what are all the costs? Zoom has a cost to it. There are lots of softwares that you're going to want to manage your business. So all of that is overhead. And a lot of times we kind of think of the cost of the internet and the cost of the computer. And if you're going to need a new computer, we don't consider all of that, or we think of it as like sunk costs or just part of running the family. But it is now part of your business and has to be covered by your business income, or you want it to be covered by your business income because that's how a business runs. That takes a little burden off your family. So there are a lot of advantages there. And so you really want to understand your overhead. Those are the 3 biggest mistakes we make when we start thinking about pricing. Assuming that the decision is going to be made solely based on price. Not understanding the why, that's number 2, not understanding why customers would come to us versus going to Beachbody On Demand or Les Mills On Demand or something else. Why they would value your service even and especially online. And then number 3 is not understanding the overhead costs that are involved and what costs your business should be covering. Your business needs to buy you a new laptop, right? Right? Can I get a little heart and fire on that one? A really nice laptop with 5K resolution and some awesome stuff going on. Okay, so I want to talk about mindset for a minute. So when we start thinking about pricing, we immediately get up in our heads and we start freaking out because 90% of us have been 90% of us have been an employee at the gym. Marie, I'm so glad you found. Thank you. I'm sorry if it was hard to find. I'm glad you're here. We have covered so far the 3 biggest mistakes we make when we start to create an online offer. And now we're talking about mindset. So 90% of us have come into this venture as having always been employees. So we walked up to the desk and they handed us money. We never had to go to somebody and ask them for money in exchange for our service. So it's a really funky transition, and it takes a minute. And so I just want you to be cognizant of that there is a mindset switch that has to happen here. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of people want to go out and offer their service for free online, because they're avoiding that asking for money piece. I want you to really, let's take a deep breath, because right now we're talking about money and it gets a little weird, gets a little uncomfortable. So we get really uncomfortable starting to think about asking people for money. And there is a transition that has to happen if you want to keep teaching and leading from your computer rather than going back to the gym, or if you want to augment what you're making at the facility that you taught or trained at, and now you want to augment that with an online, with a group, with something that's repeatable. And there are a million options here and a million ways that you could do it to augment your income. But the first step is getting over that asking for money hump. And so we start to, well, let's move on. So that's the mindset shift that has to happen, is from employee to business owner, right? And a lot of us are struggling with it. So I want to acknowledge that. I want you to acknowledge that. And I want you to really start to just roll that around. And that's not what this session today is about. So I'm not going to have the answers for you there. Yep. Yeah, that's a rough one. Now, my Go Virtual Challengers, a lot of you guys did get over that hump this week. But you were still in your head about the amount that you should ask for. So we'll talk about that. All right, so I have made you, right before I went live, I decided I wasn't going to try to do any kind of share screen and make you a funky graphic, because I've been having trouble going live from Zoom to Facebook. So I drew this on my whiteboard, and then I took a picture of it, and then I printed it out. So I'm sorry that's so cheesy, but it is what it is. I did not want to try to do a share screen with you guys today, because I didn't want to risk any technical issues, because I'm stopping this thing at 11 and going out on the boat. Okay, so what I've got here is a cost calculator. And I will make you a graphic this week and throw it into the comments. But you see, right here we've got cost, right? And then we've got price. And then at the top, we've got value. So the cost is what it costs you to produce. So when we talked about overhead, that's your cost. This cost also is not just your overhead, but what you should be paying yourself every time you go on camera, right? That's all in the cost. The price is what you charge the customer, is what you're going to charge your clients. And then the value is what they get out of it. And so you see the value is higher than the price, right? All right, so the difference between cost and price is your margin. That's the money that you make. So above cost, below price, that's your margin. It's the difference between the two. If it costs me $30 to conduct a session because I'm going to pay myself $25, and then I've added up all the rest of my overhead, and I've realized that I need to make $5 a session to cover the overhead. So let's say it cost me $30 to put a session online, and then I charge, let's say $8 a participant, and I get 8 participants. So that's $64. So the margin between the cost and the price is $34. So the business made $34, right? The reason I tell you this is that we think that we need to be here. We think we need to be between price and cost, but we really need to be between value and price, because this is what our customers are willing to pay. This is why they buy from us, is the value. They don't know about our cost, right? They don't know what it costs to put on it. You know what? They don't care. So the difference between the price and the value is where you want to put your price, because that is why your customer is buying from you. Do I want to go into that a little bit further? Ask me your questions about that. I love that graph, but I do see how it could be open to a lot of interpretation. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of that. As we go forward, please ask your questions, throw your questions up here. The last thing I want to cover with you guys about price, and this is really going to bring some clarity as you're thinking about your online offer, is the 5 pricing models. So let's talk about it. And I've got those right here in my trusty little note. So I'm going to go from kind of, I have to wrap my head around that. That graph is probably something we will talk more about in future episodes of the Fit Pro Show and in the Academy that we've talked about. That is a really illuminating graph for me. I think it's really important, but it's going to take a minute to kind of like roll that around and sink that in. And you have to look at what your offer is, and then where kind of all that value is, and then you're able to really get that difference between value and price and find that sweet spot. All right, so a lot of us are out there doing it for free, right? That's the first pricing model. That's the first, that would be the first out of the 5 is free. So some of us are doing it for free because we felt like it was just the right thing to do because the country's in a crisis situation. And then you've also got people who are out there on YouTube and Instagram, and they're doing it for free because they are telling themselves, or they have this plan that they will get advertising money. So people who do free things on the internet, they do it because they get paid by advertisers, either through sponsorship or through the ads being clicked on YouTube and Instagram. So I think the danger in doing the free model and thinking that you're going to get the advertising dollars is that that's really for like 19-year-old daughters of celebrity parents. You know, it's not something that is going to happen, and it's not something that's going to happen quickly for any one person. So that is a long-term play, and it is a huge risky investment in terms of putting hours and hours and hours worth of content out there and then maybe never seeing a return on it. So that's the free model. The other piece of that is that sometimes people do the free for exposure. So does anybody here follow Yoga with Adriene or Yoga with Cassandra on YouTube? Give me a little like if you've heard of them or if you've used them in the past. So the thing about Yoga with Cassandra is that at the end of the day, her rabid fans, people who really know her and follow her, know that she teaches a certification and all kinds of other things. So she's not out there selling, she's not out there teaching yoga for free altruistically, although she is, because she has helped a million people and I send people to her all the time. I think she's amazing. But at the end of the day, she's got an online certification and a whole suite of online offerings behind that. And that works for her because she's got, oh my gosh, somebody jump out there and look. She's got a bajillion and 3 followers. Like, I'm looking it up right now. She has an amazing number of subscribers, which she should, because she does an awesome job. But so her videos are really high production value and really beautiful. 829,000 followers. So she's almost at 1 million. And so her online offerings are getting a lot of attention and doing really well. She has 829,000 followers. You guys are starting with the people who know you from the gym and your family and other people who are interested in what you're doing. So we're not talking about 829,000 followers. When you have 829,000 followers, then you can monetize a free channel. Okay, let's leave it at that. So the second option is per session pricing. And I think that's where we are mostly at right now. Almost all of us are looking at, how do I price my sessions per session? What should I charge for a Zumba class? What should I charge for a package of 5 Zumba classes? Something like that. That's the second model, and that's the second way to go. And I think that's the entry level for a lot of us. A lot of us are coming in and we're starting to teach and we're saying, well, I'm going to charge per session. And so the thing that you want to remember there is go back to those first 3 things we talked about, those mistakes, and then really become cognizant of those mistakes. And then use that model that I've told you about in the past, that when you put your price out there to the world, it should make you feel a little bit like you're going to throw up in your mouth, because it feels really high and really scary. So if you're there, then you are on the right track, right? So that's where you want to be with pricing per session. You want to be kind of at the level where it's as high as it can get before people just aren't going to do it. You have to understand your value when you're here. When you're in all of these, you have to understand your value and exactly what you're bringing to your clients and why they come to you. So be in contact with that and ask questions, write things out that they're telling you, like why they really love you versus somebody else, and then keep that right with you when you're designing your offer and when you're thinking about your price. Make sure you're reviewing that information. Okay, so sometimes people are tempted to go really low with that per session price, and they're trying to do something called penetration, right? So they're trying to go really super high volume and then super low price, and they think that they will make that margin up in the number of people. So if we go back to our trusty, beautiful graphic, and the price is really close to the cost. So let's say it costs me $30 to teach a session online, and I'm charging, let's say I'm charging $5, and I expect that I'm going to get 7 people. So the company's only making $4. And then you're telling yourself, well, I'm going to build it up to 50 people, right? That would be kind of penetration. And so Marie is asking, what are most of us charging per 60-minute or 45 sessions, or is anybody charging? You guys can start throwing those answers up for Marie's question right there. I would love to get a few numbers. It has been all over the board, and it's it varies based on geography, and it varies based on how many people you're serving. It definitely varies based on whether you're training one person or you're training a whole group. So that's something to keep in mind. But penetration is when you go really low and then you try to make it up in high volume. So that's what Groupon does. When somebody goes to Groupon and Groupon runs a special for them, they'll email it to, like 829,000 people. And the hope is that you would make like 50 cents off of each person that would attend or something like that. It's good for getting feedback. So if you ever had an opportunity to do something that's super high volume like that, you could do it and then be able to survey all those people back for feedback. So there's a usefulness to penetration pricing, but for most of us, it's probably not where we're living, right? We're not looking for that super low volume or super high volume, and then we're not able to charge that low price because of the high volume. Okay, so competitive pricing is when you are pricing based on what everybody else is pricing. So you have surveyed your area and you have decided that that everybody is charging $45 for a monthly subscription to their group fitness classes online. And they've got, and you're very similar to them. And so you also go with 45, but then you say, hey, I'm going to do $42, right? Because you get stuck in your head and you think that this decision is being made solely on price. And so you start to go under. This is what you have seen gyms and the industry doing over the last 15, 20 years is just this race to the bottom. It's just that competitive pricing. And then they're trying to make it up with high volume, right? So there are a few dangers in competitive pricing. It's not an opportunity to really brand yourself or differentiate yourself. You're really just saying, hey, I'm offering what everybody else is, but I'm doing it for $2 cheaper, so come to me. Instead of saying, hey, I do this better, I do more accountability, I have gotten these results for my clients in the past, I've got more experience, I've got more education, whatever it is that differentiates you. If you're not able to pull that out and start to build a brand around yourself when you're just doing competitive pricing, right? Make sense, y'all? Oh, okay. So Jennifer, I'm going to break in and answer that because I think that's really interesting. No one is charging in her area right now, which makes it scary. People in your area are still buying Les Mills on Demand and Beachbody, and people in your area are still going to their studio gyms. Either if it's not, I don't think in your area they're open in person, but they're still paying their memberships to their studios and doing online. And remember, you guys, when studios started coming out, we were all like, oh my gosh, that's not going to work, because who's going to pay, $40 over what they would pay the YMCA to go to this studio? But it does work, and there are a lot of reasons that it works. And some of those reasons have to do with the specific advantage that each of those studios brings. And so if you were to look at yourself as a studio, then you just need to understand what your advantages are, why somebody wants access to you as an instructor, as a trainer. Why do they want access to you? Okay, so then the last model, the last piece of that pricing is the signature offer. And so that is when you go past that per session and past that like monthly subscription that we've talked about, and you go to creating a program. And so a signature offer is going to be built around a specific transformation that you can bring to your customer. And so maybe it is you like to work with juveniles that are overweight, and maybe your transformation is that you help them raise their confidence and lower their pant size, or you're going to help them run a mile, or you help JV athletes make varsity. So it's the transformation. It's point A is here. I am the reason that you can get to point B. I am going to help you and come alongside you, and you are going to get to point B. And this is my signature offer. This is what I do for people all day long. A signature offer can be priced anywhere, you guys. People don't care what it costs. If you tell them you can get them the results that you're promising for them, they will pay anything if they believe you. So if somebody told me, what kind of example could I give here? Okay, I'm drawing a blank, so I'm going to move on. But is that concept clear, you guys? A signature offer is a program, and it's based on a transformation. And so maybe it has steps in it, and maybe it has methodologies in it. There are different ways that you get different pieces of that result, but it's a journey and a transformation from A to B. That's what a signature offer is. And a signature offer, the thing that you want to remember is that it can be priced anywhere. You can charge as much as you want and you can for it, because it's not about money. It's about a transformation, a change of life, an improvement. It's bringing somebody from point A where they're at, where they've got pain points, where they're stuck, and bringing them to point B where they now have this thing that they have wanted in their life. They now wear a size 10 instead of a size 14. They now walk straighter. We've talked a lot about in yoga, some of my participants that used to kind of walk with the hunch, and now they stand up straight and they can get up and down off the floor. And so maybe there's a transformation to be sold to a certain population around standing up straighter and picking your feet up so that you don't trip over things. So that's a transformation, pulling somebody from A to B. And that is where the highest prices can be asked for. Okay, makes sense? You guys, what questions do you have about that? I'm reading your comments here. Marie, that's a really good point. So Marie said you got to add your credit card transaction fees to your overhead. Very, very true. And some people, you're not really, this is a complete aside, but you're not really allowed to do this, but people do. Some people will add that 3% to what they're charging. So they'll say it's, I can't do math right now. I think if it was a $10 charge, it would be $10.30. So they would add that. I don't know. You're not really allowed. So the 5 different pricing models are free. Free is for people who might be building a large presence and they've got the kind of backing to be able to do that, because it's a long-term play. So the people that you see really being able to build a large presence, they are really, really over delivering, and they've also usually got some high production value around what they're doing. And the monetization model of that would be that they either are getting advertising money from the channel that they are on, so from YouTube or Instagram, or they are or they, what was the other one that I covered? I said advertising, or they've got something that they're selling later on, which is a great way to go about things. But so that's number 1 is free. Number 2 is per session. And so that's when you are just saying, I am charging X number of dollars per session, or X number of dollars for X number of sessions per month. We talked in the Go Virtual Challenge a lot about recurring monthly revenue and the fact that we want subscribers and not just customers. So then number 3 was penetration, and that's when we talked about the price being like super, super low. It may even be that your price is below your cost at that point when you're in penetration, and you're trying to pull as many people in as possible so that you can either get feedback or get their email addresses to be able to advertise them to them in the future. It's a strategy. So it's kind of a marketing strategy, but you're not going to make money on penetration pricing. Number 4 was competitive pricing. And so that's when you look at what everybody is charging, and then you either charge the same or you try to go right under. And I said that the danger of that is that you are not building your brand when you're doing competitive pricing. You're really just pricing based on what everybody else is charging. You guys, this is what I would like to call COVID hair. It's very long and flat, and it's going to get cut someday very, very soon. And then the 5th option was signature offer. And so that's when we talk about creating a program that pulls your customer from point A to point B, and you are involved in every step of the process, and you give them all the tools, and then they get the results, and they would pay just about anything for that because you have helped them with the transformation that they have been trying to make. And the thing about a signature offer as well is that it's repeatable. Once you create that program, you can advertise it over and over again. You can sell it over and over again, and you can deliver it over and over again. Okay, you guys, so do you see how this information is really, really different from just like winging it and trying to look at what the neighbor's doing or whatever and saying, hey, let me just, charge $5. It's very different, right? Give me some fire on that. Tell me this was not super helpful in thinking about the way that you're pricing your offering. Tell me it was super helpful. You guys, this is really different, and everything that you guys have done in the Go Virtual Challenge this week has been really different. You see how we're really learning and we're taking action at the same time. So you guys have been in these lessons, I've taught you through them, and then you've gone and taken action. And that is something that I really believe wholeheartedly in, is not just coming in and teaching, but making sure that I'm teaching in a way that causes you to go back out and take action and ask for money for the first time like you guys did, and all the things that you did. So a lot of you guys that have done the Go Virtual Challenge, and a lot of you guys that are listening as Fit Pros, I've given you the information that you can take and use, and you're already getting results, and you're going to continue to get those results. And those of you who this is kind of the end of the road for you, then that is awesome. Thank you. I am so excited to see what you do with the information that we learned today, that we learned all week. But some of you guys, I know, are looking for more. And this is where we're going to start to talk about that transformation that I offer. And so if you want to skip the trial and error in building from session pricing to something that looks more like a program and is more repeatable and sustainable, then I've got what you need, because I have developed the Go Virtual, or not the Go Virtual, the Virtual Studio Business Academy. The Virtual Studio Business Academy is the best way for motivated instructors and trainers to fast track past all of the business building mistakes and start to grow their audience, build their business, become sustainable, build confidence, make sure that you've got everything right where you need it when it comes to the business structure and the business strategy. We talk about marketing. We talk about growing that audience. We talk about what your program offer is going to be. We are going to cover all of that. So growing an audience is huge for a lot of us. I know when we've talked in the past about what are your biggest challenges, or why are you not teaching online now? A lot of us are saying, I don't know how to find the audience that wants what I have to offer. And so we talk about that. That is, y'all, that is what I do. That's what I've been doing for 20 years. And you know that because you're in Fit Pros Connect, and I've grown that from 0 to 8,000 vetted fitness instructors and personal trainers. This group is all completely vetted. I've actually looked at everybody in person, or not in person, but on Facebook, and made sure that they're actually fitness instructors. Complete aside. Okay. And then we're going to set up your business systems and strategies so that you have the confidence that you need to move forward. Okay. So a lot of you guys have done some business education already. I want to talk about why this is a little different, or a lot different than what you've done. So the Virtual Studio Business Academy is going to be all live. It's all live. I come online. I teach every week. We've got a very specific topic that is going to be education and action oriented, so that you are making money and increasing that money every week. So we have a dual focus. We talk about the mindset, skill set, and tool set that we need for the topic at hand, and then we also take action. And so my promise to you is that we continue to increase your revenue month over month and week over week. It's an extremely high touch experience. The Academy is going to, it's all me with you as a group. We are together, but we also do a monthly one-on-one. So there's personal accountability, there's training, there's mentorship, there's all the support you need, not only from me and my team, but also from your fellow Academy participants, if that makes sense. So if this is you, if you are ready to build this business, I invite you to step up and claim it, y'all. Now is the time. I am ready to bring you into the Virtual Studio Business Academy, and I want you to step up and I want you to claim it. If you are thinking about more than just teaching sessions online, leading personal training sessions online, if you're thinking bigger, if you really want to start to build that legacy, that thing that's going to make a difference in your family, in the finances in your house, in the lives of your clients and your customers, this is what you need to do to come alongside and let me help you build that. Give yourself permission to hit the accelerator on your business. This is the Business Accelerator program for you, built explicitly for fitness instructors and personal trainers that are coming out of the gym and are becoming not employees, but entrepreneurs. Okay, so the link, y'all, virtualstudionow.com. I'll put it in the comments here. It's virtualstudionow.com/academy. I'm going to take my glasses off. It's virtualstudionow.com/academy. You guys, you're going to see when you get there that I've put a few offers in there that are only good for the first 5 registrants. So for the first 5 people that register for the Virtual Studio Academy, they are going to get 10% off. The code for that is first5-VSBN, Virtual Studio Business, VSBA, Virtual Studio Business Academy. There's the link, y'all. So 10% off to the first 5, right? You're also going to get 4 one-on-one coaching sessions with me. So when you're in the academy, you're going to have a monthly coaching session with me. When you need another, you're able to draw from those 4 that you get for being one of the first 5 registrants. So the first 5 registrants are going to get those 4 coaching sessions with me, as well as the 10% off. If you need a payment plan or would rather do a monthly payment plan, scroll to the bottom and you can click, and there's a PayPal subscription link that will take you to the monthly payment plan. Okay, so let's talk about this just a little bit more. I'm not going to belabor this all day. The code is in the email that I sent you yesterday or the other day, Jennifer. So the online academy, here's what you get. Live lessons each week. Live lessons. You guys know how much I bring to your live lessons. You've seen it. You've seen it if you've watched the Fit Pros show. You've seen it if you have participated in the Go Virtual Challenge. You know how much I bring to those live lessons. Office hours each week. So on top of the live lesson and the homework that will cause you to take action and create some income, we will also have office hours. So I will come on and you guys will just come on and ask your questions to me, and we'll have a hot seat. Monthly one-on-one. So I'm going to come in with you and have a monthly one-on-one coaching call with you. And that is for accountability and mentorship. You're going to have lifetime access to all of the information that we cover. So it's all going to be, it'll be in that Facebook group. It'll be organized and archived, and you are able to access it anytime. So this session of Academy participants will have access to everything that is there in perpetuity. All right. So all of the lessons are going to be recorded and organized, and all of the lessons will include a downloadable worksheet so that at the end of the academy, you end up with a workbook that's got all of your notes in it and all of your action steps. Oh my goodness. virtualstudionow.com/academy. That's it. There is a 10% off code. It's at the top of the page, I believe, as well. Oh, I don't have it pulled up. So there is a 10% off code for the first 5 registrations. And you also get 4 coaching sessions with me. In addition to your monthly accountability and mentorship session, you will get 4 sessions with me that you can use at any time. And that is to the first 5 registrants. I want you to think about this, y'all. Mid-June, so we start June 1st. Mid-June, you are taking action. You have got, let's say you take as much action each week in June that you did during the Go Virtual Challenge. Imagine where your income is going to be. Your income could be 10 times what you were making at the facility where you were teaching or personal training. You could be replacing that income. You could be 10xing it. You could be going way past any kind of unemployment benefits or anything that you're getting because of COVID. Oh my goodness, you could replace what you've lost from COVID. Wouldn't that be amazing? And then 10x that, because when you talk about going from being an employee to an entrepreneur, the possibilities are limitless. It's up to you. You show up and you do the work, and then we get the results. Imagine having a framework where you can create something for your customers, the exact customer that you want to work with, that you love working with. Imagine having that framework where you can just rinse and repeat and serve them over and over again, and not have to think about it and redo it in your mind, or have to resell and refigure out where you're going to get that next client. You've got a framework that brings clients through, and then you're able to rinse and repeat not only that sales process, but also the process of helping them through that transformation. So why would you not do this right now? So I'm looking for my first 5 registrations today. And that is why I've offered you that incredible bonus with the 4 coaching sessions and with the that shocked me a little, Catherine. That was so honest. And yes, it's very true. Making an investment like this is really scary. And that is why I'm continuing to talk about this and try to give you every piece of information I can give you. But at the end of the day, if you know this is you, if you know this is what you want to do, I'm going to invite you to just push the accelerator button, because this Business Academy is going to bring you from employee to entrepreneur. It's going to put everything in place for you and get you to the place where you have got that signature offer that you're able to charge for, rinse, repeat over and over and over again. So if this is you, if you got results from the challenge that we did this week, or if you've listened to the lessons that I've done on the Fit Pros show and you've gotten results from the information that I've given you, then this is for you. If you are ready for more, if you're ready to fast track your business growth, if you're ready to not just teach sessions, but really create transformations for your clients, then this is for you. If you're ready to come out from COVID swinging and punch COVID in the face, this is for you. I wrote that on my little note card, you guys. I thought that was pretty funny. virtualstudionow.com/academy. Remember, the first 5 are going to get those bonuses, the 10% off, as well as the 4 coaching sessions. You guys, there is a monthly option. It's at the bottom. Scroll down. So the Academy is $2,000 for the 6 months. That's for the entire 6 months if you pay in full. And so if you use that coupon code, it's going to bring it down to $1,800. If you do the monthly option, it's $375, and that link at the bottom of the page will take you straight to PayPal subscriptions, just like I taught you guys in the Go Virtual Academy, and it will put you into a subscription with me for $375. My promise to you is that if you show up and do the work, I will do everything that I need to do, that I can do, everything in my power to create that transformation in you and to help you get your business set up and profitable. So when we talk about risks, and Catherine said she's afraid, and I know that everybody on here is thinking that same thing. You know, the worst case scenario when you think about coming in, and let's say we go through the first 2 months and you just decide, hey, this is really just not for me, or I can't afford the time or whatever. But in the meantime, you can't afford the time because you've grown your business and you're teaching to, 15, 20, 50 subscribers each month. The Academy has paid for itself. So there's no risk there. You are going to increase the number and the number of participants and the amount that you are charging because of our work together. So think about that when you think about the risks. Remember that there is the payment plan. Everything is the same with the $375. Everything is the same. And if you're one of the first 5, I don't have the opportunity to give a discount on that subscription plan, but you still will get the 4 coaching sessions. Okay, you guys, did anybody go there and sign up already? Throw me some hearts and some love. I want to be able to welcome you if you have already decided you're going to do it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I want to talk about some of the common kind of objections or things that I might hear. Unemployment. So we've talked a lot about unemployment. This isn't really an objection, but it's something I realized this morning that I think is super important. We've talked a lot about unemployment and whether or not you can earn money teaching online, and if that will reduce your unemployment benefit. So the thing about reinvesting into your business is that it's a reinvestment into your business, and you haven't paid yourself at that point. I can't say too much about that, but it's something that occurred to me today, that a reinvestment into your business may not reduce the amount you get from unemployment. You need to check with your state on that. I am not an attorney. Okay, so the other thing is that a lot of us have lost a lot during COVID, and this is your opportunity to come back in and punch COVID in the face and 10x what you were making before. So that's what I love about just the situation that we're in right now. The fact that a lot of us are going from employee to entrepreneur, is that you guys are going to learn the freedom and the benefits of being an entrepreneur and of owning your own business. So the time commitment, we're looking at a lesson each week. We're looking at office hours each week. We're looking at a meeting with me each month. And then we're looking at homework. And so the homework is going to vary, of course, and it's going to be what you put into it. So couple hours a week, and I think that a lot of times homework depends on how fired up you are that week and how fired up you are about the subject matter. That's the time investment, because I know you guys have a lot of other things going on. Some of you are working full time and some of you are in other mentorship programs already. This is a business accelerator, not just a mentorship program. There is an accountability and mentorship piece, but there is also the training and the systems that you need to run your business. So the promise is that the money that we put into this is just going to be the drop in the bucket in the long run, based on the result that you're going to get. You guys throw up questions. We're at the point. I would love to hear your questions. I want to hear everything that you're thinking. I know one that I've heard a lot, or a question or kind of a comment that people make is, I've got to talk to my husband. And what I would say about that is, when you talk to your husband or your partner, or your wife or whoever it is, that the first thing is let them know about all the wins that you've had from the Go Virtual Academy, because the Go Virtual Challenge. Because if you are one of my Go Virtual Challenge participants and you took that challenge this week, I have heard from so many of you. I mean, like, people are listing out like 8, 10, 12, 15 things that they did that they never thought they would do. And so imagine taking that and doing that every single week, and how much further along you're going to be than if you just try to do all the trial and error on your own. Okay, so tell your partner about the wins. Tell your partner about the investment in the business. It's write-offable. You know, you write these investments off in terms of business investments. What other questions can I answer for you guys? You guys don't forget the first five, 10% off. The code is first5-VSBA. Catherine, this is your opportunity. I think that you are telling me that you need to do this. The first five also get the 4 bonus full-length coaching sessions with me. Lifetime access. We all get lifetime access. One thing I have not mentioned to you guys, on Wednesday when I open the registration to the full group, so right now I've talked to the Go Virtual Academy or the Go Virtual Challenge group about this a couple times, and then now I'm kind of putting this out there at the end of this last Go Virtual Challenge lesson. When I start to talk to the larger group about this, the price is going to go up. So that's something to keep in mind as well when you're looking at making that investment in your future and in yourself. You guys, what questions? Okay, we are right at 10:58. I promised you less than an hour. I think I said I would try to keep it to 45 minutes, but you know I never do. I say that to you all the time. So I am going to hop off here, virtualstudionow.com/academy. If you go to virtualstudionow.com and you get to the homepage, there's a big blue button and it says Virtual Studio Business Academy. Go there. At the top, it says add to bag. That's how easy it is to register. At the bottom of the page is the monthly option, but the top is the add to bag option if you're going to do the paid in full right there. And that 10% off is first 5-VSBA. You guys contact me with any questions, any concerns. So I will be, I'll be on the boat today, but I'll be able to message with you. And yeah, just let me know what your questions are. My email is kelly@fitprosconnect.com. You can email me and let me know if you need to jump on the phone. I think I have my first acceptor right now. Catherine says she has done it. Catherine, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes, yes. Nice job, Catherine. You have pushed the accelerator button on your business. I cannot wait. You guys, by the way, one more thing before I jump off here. Eileen Burns won the scholarship, so she will be with us. You guys, all right, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Love you. Bye.